Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the raging counterattack Bardock and essentially seeing how good he is after his Extreme Z awakening. Now Bardock is a really cool character. I think they did him a little bit rough with his EZA, if I'm being entirely honest. Like, I think, they could potentially have done a bit more, but we'll talk about it now. So he's a Revenge or Low Class Warriors lead of 170%, greatly raises defense on his super attack. In terms of passive, he has Ki +2, attack and defense of 150%, and an additional attack of 50% when attacking. He gets an additional attack of 20% up to 100%, and reduces damage received by 10% up to 50% per Low Class Warriors category ally on the team. He gets an additional attack of 50% and attack effective against all types when there's a Wicked Bloodlines category enemy, and he launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super attack when there is another low class Warriors category ally in the attacking in the same turn. He transforms, and this can be activated from the 4th turn from start of battle or immediately against Wicked Bloodlines enemies. Same warrior race, same lineage, same pride. Family ties, experienced fighters prepared for battle and fierce battle are his links. He's on Resurrected Warriors, and he is on Low Class Warriors, Pure Saiyans, Transformation Boost, Time Travelers, Goku's Family, Super Saiyan, Exploding Rage, Revenge, Crossover, Miraculous Awakening, Powerful Comeback, Storied Figures, Legendary Existence, and Bond of Parent and Child. When he transforms, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, has attack of 180% and defense of 100%, which is very interesting. He then also has attacks effective against all types when attacking, which is very interesting. And then he also has Ki +3, chance performing a crit and evading an enemy's attack plus 18%, and he also reduces damage received by 18%. He has a medium chance of performing a crit and medium chance of evading the enemy's attack overall. And of course he has Ki +3, chance of performing a critical hit and evading the enemy's attack plus 18% and damage reduction of 18% for 5 turns from the start of turn. He launches an additional super attack, and all attacks become critical hits when there's a Wicked Bloodline enemy. He replaces 2 of his links with Super Saiyan in the First Awakened, those being the same warrior race links and the experienced fighters links. In terms of build, he does have a medium chance of crit and evasion already, so generally speaking that's pretty decent. He also has plus 18% on top for the first 5 turns, so realistically you shouldn't have too many issues. Like, he should be able to be usable. But yeah, realistically speaking, obviously I think for me, in terms of his build, probably additional is the best. Just feels like that's what you're going to get the most out of him with, because you're going to be able to stack that defense a lot faster. You kind of need to stack his defense, like realistically speaking. I think it's very important almost to stack that defense as fast as possible, because the thing is, like, if you consider like how he raises that defense and how he does it, I think the big issue that he has, or that he's going to have ultimately at the end of the day, is he's going to take a very long time to get to a good defense. So in his base he's got 50% damage reduction, definitely something that's needed, but what he doesn't have, at base form, what he is lacking in his Super Saiyan form. So what I mean by that is basically his raw defense starts still very low, and this affects both forms quite substantially. When you have a unit that stacks defense, like if you look at Mystic Gohan for example, Mystic Gohan is probably like 3-4 attacks away from getting to 1,000,000 defense. Bardock is about 7 or 8 attacks away from getting to 1,000,000 defense. And I'm using 1,000,000 as the check mark because Gohan has guard, Bardock technically has 50% damage reduction. So it amounts to a very similar kind of arrangement. So it's very how can I say, very telling that it takes him that long to stack himself up. Now, it is one thing to stack. It's also about your damage. Bardock's damage is decent, but I think they locked a lot of it behind him facing Wicked Bloodlines category characters. Now, for me, this isn't a train smash. Functionally speaking, there are a lot of Wicked Bloodlines bosses. I mean, there's a whole red zone for Wicked Bloodlines. So there is definitely a, like, how can I say, there's definitely a use for it. There's definitely a function for it. But I feel like outside of that, his damage is not as spectacular as it could be. I think for me, Bardock just is a 6-7 out of 10 unit. And that's nothing against Bardock, because I really like this unit. I like what they're trying to do with this unit. But one of the things as well that really locks his base form is the low class warriors requirement. Like, yes, I understand there's quite a few good Gokus on low class warriors, of course. But the thing is like, low class warriors as a category is still very much diminished and still very much difficult to run. Although there's a lot of Gokus on it, it's only base form Gokus. So any kind of Goku that is a Super Saiyan or transformed or anything like that just doesn't exist on the low class warriors category. And I think this holds Bardock back, because his lack of options for his team does dramatically reduce his viability in other teams. He needs a fair chunk of that damage reduction to compensate for his lower defense in the earlier stages of fights. Now, with that being said, I think Bardock's EZA was good. I just think it was good for around 6 months ago. I think if this EZA had released maybe shortly after the release of the Tech Bardock, then Bardock would have had a really good run as a top line unit in the game. I think now, with like how everything is, I do think unfortunately Bardock is in the situation where he is ultimately struggling a little bit compared to some of the more current units. However, with that being said, I still think there's definitely usability for him. It's not that he is a terrible unit or anything. He is definitely usable. I just think there is a small limitation to how usable he is. But with that being said, if you do like Bardock, give him a go. I think ultimately his best team is probably a Goku's Family Low Class Warriors hybrid team. I don't think you need his full damage reduction to get some good variation out of him, but I do think you need at least 1 or 2 to kind of make things work, at least on my side. But yeah, that's basically gonna be it from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, it's greatly appreciated, and let me know what you guys think about Bardock and his overall performance. But that's gonna be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.